everyone, to the Lake Lewis Jr. Show. Appreciate you joining me as always. And today we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders. 7-3 on the season after last week's tough loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, a 28-27 loss where they fared well. They didn't play their best game, but they showed you yet again, just like they did against Baltimore a couple weeks before that they can play with one of the better teams in the NFL. And they're going to have every chance to show the nation in primetime football on Thursday evening that they can do that. They're going to be playing the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that has really reigned supreme over the NFC East over the past several seasons. And now they're going to have a chance to go into Lincoln Financial Stadium in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, and play with the Eagles. And if they can win that football game, not only will they be back in first place in the NFC East, it'll be a way to signal to the nation that, yes, they are for real and that they are a really good football team. So we'll break that game down and we'll talk about the injury report as well. Some surprising players that will help Washington if they should play. Well, we have news that one of those guys will be playing, and he's a big addition to this team. So we'll talk about that. And today's Fan Day. Remember, I said on Wednesdays every week I'm going to bring on fans, and you too can be one of those fans to come on this show. All I need from you folks is, a kind message, something nice. But no, I'm just kidding. All I need from you is your email, and we'll get you out the link to come on to our show. So today we have a couple fans that will be coming on. I think what I'm going to start doing is keep it to 3 to 4 fans per week, just because, we can have too many. We're going to have some fans come on today, and I'm also going to have a celebrity guest on with them, someone that really needs no introduction if you are a Washington Commanders fan. So he'll be on with us when the fans are on with us as well. If you want to subscribe to this podcast, it's very simple, folks. All you have to do is you can go on YouTube and look up the Lake Lewis Jr. Show, and you'll see it on YouTube, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is the Lake Lewis Jr. So those things aren't hard to remember. And then, of course, you can subscribe to the podcast via Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio if you want to get your fix via audio. If you're like me, you're a person that listens to podcasts in your car when you have nothing to do but drive, this is the way you can get the podcast during that. You can also go to sportsjourney.com. So it's going to be a good one, folks. I really truly believe that tomorrow night's game in Philadelphia is going to be one to watch. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be, two young quarterbacks that find ways to win games. Jalen Hurts really needs no introduction. And I know a lot of people, question how good is Jalen Hurts? Where is he as far as the upper echelon quarterbacks? He's a really good quarterback. He may not be the most accurate guy standing in the pocket, but that's not the only way you can play the quarterback position in today's game. You can win games with your legs. Look at Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, another good passer, but as just a supreme elite athlete who's playing quarterback. And that's Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts can do a lot of different ways, different things to beat you. And hence, that's why the Eagles have been one of the better teams in the NFL over the past 4 years, pretty much since he's taken the reins as the starting quarterback. And I think for the Eagles, they're finding their mojo now. They've incorporated Saquon Barkley into their offense, and he's obviously a big play guy. We are Penn State. That's my school. I'm an alum there. So, yeah, that's what he's done. But I think with the addition of A.J. Brown coming back from his injury has really opened up the offense even more. He's such a big physical wide receiver, a dynamic player. He brings a lot of life to that Philadelphia offense. And now everything's clicking for them. To Devonta Smith on one side, Dallas Goedert underneath as a tight end, Saquon out the backfield, and of course Jalen Hurts. Philadelphia is flying now, no pun intended. They're soaring high. And their defense has come around. They have the two young kids in the secondary, and Cooper DeJean and Arnold. They're rookies, but now they're playing like veterans, and the defense has picked it up as well. So if you're Washington, you need all your weapons. You need everybody to be all hands on board if you're going to have a chance to win this football game. Now, as far as the injury updates for Washington, there is one player that will not be playing, and that's recently acquired Marshawn Lattimore, the 4-time Pro Bowler that Washington traded for, from New Orleans. He's out again. And, before everyone starts pulling their hair out and going crazy, he has a hamstring injury. And I think Washington didn't just pick him to play this year. He's a long-term fix for them to be a number one cornerback, okay? But I also know that they did bring him in for this year, but just when it really, really matters for your playoff push and your playoff run, and for everyone saying, well, tomorrow definitely matters. It's a divisional game against a team you're playing for first place in the division. Relax. Just relax. Because you do have Philadelphia coming to Washington in a couple of weeks. Philadelphia is getting ready to hit the meat of their schedule where they've got some tough opponents coming up. Washington, not so much. Matter of fact, this is to me going to be the toughest game Washington has left on their schedule. And I say that because it's Philadelphia and it's on the road. Yeah, they're going to have Philadelphia again, but that'll be at Northwest Stadium. It'll be a little bit more comfy confines. So to me, this is the toughest game on the schedule left for Washington in the regular season. They have a chance to be favored and run off the rest of the games on their schedule. They truly, truly do. I know that sounds crazy to say it, but it's possible. It's possible that the Washington Commanders finish the season with 13 wins. Maybe should I say 14? That might be a stretch. But 13 games is doable. It really, truly is. So I think they want the Marshawn Lattimores to be healthy and ready, for their push during those contests, okay? They don't want to risk running him out there in Philly and end up doing more damage to his hamstring. And now he's missing games. Now he's missing, the rest of the season or something. So they're being smart. It's the same thing they did with Brian Robinson, who, by the way, he's playing tomorrow. That's the player I was saying is a big addition back into the offense. He's a guy that when he's on the field, this offense rushing attack was averaging like 169, 170 yards on the ground. It frees up Jaden Daniels to do what he does best, and that's kill you with running, kill you with passing. He's a great pocket passer, but he's also an elite runner once he gets outside the hash marks. And I think when Brian Robinson's in the game, now you have to key on him if you're a defense because he's a really good running back. So you have to key on him, and it frees up Jaden to do more of what he can do. Well, without Brian Robinson, you haven't seen Jaden really do a lot of the electrifying things that took the league by storm earlier in the year. Still's been very good. He's still been, obviously, the reigning rookie of the year. He's going to win that award. The award's already his. So now, with Brian Robinson coming back, it helps Washington's offense tremendously. It really does. We'll have to see how effective he is. He's had the leg injury. We'll have to see how effective he is. But one thing I do know about that young man, he's tough as they come. And I know he wants to be out there helping his teammates. So he'll get that chance Thursday night in Philadelphia. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, it's why you came today, because you want to see the fan segment. I'm excited about it as well. So we'll have on a couple of fans. And again, if you want to do this, if you want to be on Wednesdays, all I need from you is an email. You can email us on our channel on YouTube, or you can email me in any of the comments, or you can go on social media at Lake Lewis Jr. It's on all social media, and all you have to do is just write me, let me know that you'd like to be a guest on the show. Boom, we'll get you the link. You'll come on via Zoom. So keep it clean, keep it classy, as I always say, and we'll have you on and we'll have a lot of fun with it. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have our fan segment here on the Lake Lewis Jr. Show. Welcome, everyone, back to the Lake Lewis Jr. Show. Appreciate you joining me. And as I said, I was going to do every week. I wanted to bring on some fans, and we have a couple fans that are still waiting to join us. But in the meantime, we have a gentleman that came on, Raise Hell Zell. What's up, Zell? Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you as well, man. Thank you for having me.
No worries. And then, of course, my good friend, my little brother, really needs no introduction if you are a Commanders fan or formerly the Redskins, because that's who we played for. None other than Mr. Anthony Armstrong. What's going on, Ant? What's up with you?
What is good? What is good? I'm getting these kids right now. So, but it's beautiful weather. So I'm really enjoying that, man. This has been a great day.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, yeah, man, busy day. I just got off ESPN up in Philly and helped break down tomorrow's game. And I could hear a little bit of I don't want to use the word fear too easily, but they're still like, is this Washington team really good, or is Jaden Daniels really that good, or is it a bunch of hype? And I said, no, they're a good football team. So, and asking you guys, and we'll start with Zell. He's our fan guest. Appreciate you joining us. What is it about this year's team that has surprised you the most?
I think it's just the grit, man. What we've overcome in one season and what we were expected to do has just been amazing. Coming into the season, I expected us to be better than last season. I didn't expect us to come out win the way we did against the Bengals. Um, win the way we did against the Giants, even though we didn't score any touchdowns, we still came out of that game with a win. We usually come out of that game with a loss.
Yeah.
So starting the season off like that is just it put belief into my mind. Like maybe we can actually do something this year, and we don't have to wait 2-3 years down the line. So I think the main thing is that we're gritty, we're well coached, so we fight hard, and we come to play on Sunday. So
It's good to hear a fan say that because normally those are the total opposite things that you would expect from a Washington team. No offense.
yeah,
And you
definitely.
do have to go back a little bit, back maybe, 10 years, maybe when this guy was playing right here,
Hmm.
Anthony Armstrong. I mean, you guys did have some success, but from you as a former player, what is it about this team that surprised you, the most so far?
Well, first, I want to say that Dan Quinn will absolutely love Zell's answer because I
Hmm.
think that's the identity that they want to have for this team. Um, for me, I think the thing that surprised me the most is just I feel like there's so many things you can list, but I feel like they've just been adjustable, and it's just a quick success, right? They've made the most of every situation where we came in thinking O line was going to be a problem, but they found a way to work around it. I think the no huddle helps with that. Jaden's good decision making, mixing in the run, all takes the onus off of the O line. I mean, I think we'd see last year where they would just say, "All right, O line, good luck against TJ Watt and we'll just give up 5 sacks." But no, they're making a commitment to chip and do things like that. So I love seeing that. And just the quick success is obviously surprising, but I felt like this was a team at the best. If everything hit, it'd be an NFC East champion. And they're battling for that right now. But I think one thing, Lake, is that you're learning a lot about this team. And I think they're learning a lot about themselves because they've won games in a multitude of ways, like Zell said, but in the same instance, they beat the team they're supposed to beat.
Yeah.
Past iterations would have lost to the Browns. They would have lost to the Bengals. Like they would have just fell apart. Like this, and
Right.
like look at the last two losses. I mean, the big ones, Baltimore and whoever we
Pittsburgh.
just played. I can't
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Steelers,
Two
yeah.
two teams at the top of the division.
Yeah.
Teams that are going to be in the playoffs. I think that when you look at it, you didn't have Brian Robinson, you weren't at full power. You probably learn more about yourself, and they still should have blown that team out. So uh, they've surprised me all the way around. I'm just impressed with how everything's just aligned.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
both your answers are right in line with how I'm looking at it, and being there, seeing these guys at, practice through the games. I go back to rookie minicamp with Jaden. I knew what I was seeing was different, and I've seen a lot. And for me, I was like, am I really seeing what I think I'm seeing? And then minicamp came around, veteran minicamp, and he's just looks like the best player on the field. And I'm still like, but wait a minute, you have, a future Hall of Famer and Bobby Wagner out there. You have John Allen at the time was out there, Pro Bowler, Deron Payne, Pro Bowler. But yet this guy was just standing out to me. And I think for the fan base, I think it's taken maybe 7, 8 weeks for, and Zell, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but
No,
I
you're
feel
right.
like the fan base took a while for everybody to really, truly accept this and get rid of the PTSD and all that stuff from previous years. This is a good football team. And then when you see them go out and compete, like as you guys said, against the Ravens without Brian Robinson, against the Steelers without Brian Robinson, without Marshawn Lattimore, because now he's on the squad. And then you think of no Andrew Wiley. I never thought I'd hear myself say that they missed Andrew Wiley, but they really had. When you see all these guys out and you're still losing by 1 point or one possession to teams that are clearly going to be in the playoffs, and not just in the playoffs, but teams that feel like they're getting ready to come at Kansas City, that's a sign of a really good football team. And now they have a chance to prove it yet again tomorrow in Philadelphia, a hostile environment. Anthony, you know about that place. It's a buzzsaw at all times. And they're hungry because they feel like people have forgotten about them up in Philly. Like, weren't we just in the Super Bowl 2 years ago? That's what people were thinking up
Mm-hmm.
there. The show that I just went on, I know they accepted my answers, but they probably had their face turned up. It was radio, so I didn't see their faces, but I know they were like, "Wait a minute, is he really serious? This team has a chance to come in here and win?" They do, and I would not be surprised if they did win. So now I'm going to give it back to you guys. You guys are the stars of the show today. So Zell, I'm going to put it on you. What are you expecting? You know, you're a fan, but what are you expecting realistically for this game tomorrow in Philadelphia?
Man, I'm expecting a win. I'm
I knew you
expecting
were going to say
that's from what I've seen this year from this team, and you could call it, maybe I'm not used to this or whatever, but from what I've seen from this team, we are more than capable of winning this game, like hands down, without Marshawn, without the pieces that we got injured right now. We're more than capable of winning this game, and I think that goes first and foremost because of the people that we brought in to lead the team, the coaching staff. We got one of them ones at the quarterback position that's playing lights out as a rookie. And what I've seen on the field, we are capable of winning this game. So I'm expecting to win, man. Like
okay.
I'm expecting a dog fight. I'm expecting because the Eagles, they're really I'm gonna give them a problem. They're a good team,
Yeah.
but I'm expecting us to come out play every down with them and fight to the end. I'm expecting it to be a high scoring game, but I'm expecting a dub at the end of the day.
All right, Anthony, what are you expecting?
I tell you this much: you got to get the win. I love that you expect the win because that's where you're at with this team. It's no longer if all the chess pieces fall in place, things should happen. This team should win, and they should expect to win. My biggest question was, can you beat Philly without Marshawn and without B Rob? But since you haven't played them yet, I think it's fair to say don't run them out there. See what you can do without them because that's frankly a whole different game plan when you fast forward a few weeks. But I do think you're going to get a win. I do think you're going to get a team that comes out there, fights, and is really trying to show up and step up to this challenge. But it's not going to be easy. You know, and Philly's not going to hold any punches. They're going to be trying to run up the score. But I mean, it's still Saquon Barkley, right? You still got Philly plus Saquon. So it's going to be a tough challenge. But I think they're going to bode well.
All right. Well, look, I have another fan that's just joined us, Darian Williams. What's going on, Darian? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, man?
How you doing, man?
All right. So we have Zell, another fan up in the upper corner, and then I have a special celebrity guest on. I mean, he's just my little brother, Anthony Armstrong. So listen,
Triple A, what's up, baby?
we've been asking these
What's
guys
going on?
as far as like who's winning tomorrow and breaking that down. So you're just coming in. So I want to get your thoughts on what do you expect to happen tomorrow in Philadelphia?
Hey, man, well, I'll say this, man. I've been saying all week, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a tough contest. You can throw the records out. It's going to be a tough game. You know, you might get it. It's going to be a close. I think it's going to be a one-score game regardless. But you can throw the records out. It's you and your brother in the backyard. It's you and your best friend. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tough contest, and I think it's going to be a game of will, man. Whoever wants it the most. A lot is at risk right here at the top of the NFC East, and both teams have something to lose, man.
That's what's up. Hey, Anthony, I mean, listen, I know you picked up my niece just now, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to let you go because I know you got daddy duty right now. But
I'm gonna put them in the car. Yeah, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate y'all having me. It's really this is a tough match. Every game has been a different challenge. But the one thing I can say is they've all been up for the challenge. I think last week, whenever you had that trade for Marshawn, you got a little bit too much good, extra sugar added to your Kool-Aid. Right now, it's like all your second seed, and you got a shell corner. You're going to make a run to the Super Bowl. So now it's time to reset and recalibrate. Focus on the process, focus on the team that's ahead of you, and beat Philly's ass.
All right, let's do it. All right, man. I'll be in touch with you. Tell Jess I said what's up. All right, folks. So Anthony's gone off here. So yeah, I got the two of you on there. So yeah, we can have some more fun with this. Appreciate you coming on, Darian, as well. Zell, that there might be 2, 3 other fans getting ready to join us in a second, but yeah, we're just going to keep this thing going. I want to make this a weekly occurrence on the show, because you guys are the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that's the way it goes, man. And I have guys that look like me too, so I especially appreciate that. So listen, this team is surprising people, but I think it's almost gotten to a point now, especially after the Pittsburgh game, even though they lost. I'm hearing people say to me now, they hung with Pittsburgh and B. Rob didn't play. Marshawn Lattimore didn't play. There were injuries across the board, and yet they still were right there, a 10-point lead in the third quarter, with a chance if Jaden and McCaffrey can connect on that 60-yarder. I mean, who's to say what could have happened on that catch? He could have taken it to the house. I mean, that would have opened it up. So this team is a couple plays away here and there from really putting it together. We all know how that game ended as far as, Newton jumping off sides, and before that on the offensive side of the ball, Zach Ertz not getting enough for the first down, although I was there and it was a first down. As far as what you guys see, as far as a surprising aspect of this team, you said that they're a good team. They're gritty. That's what Zell said. What's the most surprising thing that you think you've seen about this football team? And we'll start with you, Darian, since you just joined.
Well, I think the most surprising thing that I've seen with the squad this year is their resiliency. It's two words: resiliency and consistency, right? Every week they show up well prepared. They show up able to recalibrate if there's a mistake. If they throw an interception, able to come right back and get right at it. They fumble, they get on defense, they make a stop, and they get right back to it. So I feel like, this year versus previous regimes, that every week the team comes prepared, win or lose. So it goes to show, by only having 3 losses this season, you by a total of what, 25, 26 points total.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a handful of plays, here or there. So I think one thing that this team has is just the consistency and the resiliency to every week be in a game and be in a contest. So now fans, media, analysts alike all expect the Commanders to win every time they get on the field, unlike previous years.
And Zell, you said that, you expect them to win tomorrow in Philadelphia, but what is the most surprising aspect of this team to you?
The most surprising aspect will have to be how coachable they are. Like coming into the season, obviously we didn't expect us to play. No one really expected us to play this well. But like some of these pieces that we have, it's not like they're like coming into this season, at least like top 5 at their positions. And like, for example, our offensive line, me personally, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect this out of the offensive line.
No
like
way.
Bobby Johnson got these boys playing amazing in my eyes. Like it just showed that they're coachable, not even just the offensive line, the defensive line. What we have on our defense, our defensive backs, even though we know that's probably the weakest side of our team, we're still 14th in passing defense.
Yeah.
Like we're making do and beyond with what we have. And that goes to show what our coaches are putting into our players and how our players are receiving that coaching. So that's the biggest thing for me.
That's a great point. And one of the things that I would say is, for everyone out there that's, all over Benji St. Juice and Mikey, all these corners, they're the 14th ranked pass defense. 14th. 14th means in a 32 team league means you're above average. And so it's not like they're the worst and teams are constantly, moving the ball on them, because they're not. But we all see that when they play that elite receiver, that's where you need an elite corner, a shutdown corner. They made the move to address that. Obviously, Marshawn's not going to be on the field even tomorrow in Philadelphia, but it's coming. Yeah. For my money, I might hold them out against the Cowboys game because they stink. And so you might be able to buy another week to get him right before you really need him. But this team has, as you said, Zell, they have performed at each position group better than I think people thought they would, even at that quarterback spot. I mean, number 5 is incredible. I don't think anyone expected for him to be this elite, this legit or automatic. I mean, you look at what's happening in Chicago. Caleb looks terrible. They end up firing Shane Waldron because of that. You look at Denver, Bo Nix looks nice. Don't get me wrong, but you can still see at times things that he can't do. I don't see that from Jaden. It's gotten to a point where Jaden, people want more. They wanted him to do more against Pittsburgh, and I'm not sure if he could have done more against that defense. Darian, when you see these position groups, what is the position group that just jumps off the board to you the most as far as the best unit so far on this team?
Well, I'll get to that, but I also want to mention one point that you mentioned about defensive backs, man. And it's a shameless plug, but I'll say it. On the Breaking Command podcast on YouTube, you can follow that. Last week we had Dre Bly, 11-year NFL veteran, cornerback, college football Hall of Famer, who talked about the acquisition of Marshawn Lattimore and explained to the audience, cornerback is the toughest position to play on the field. There is not a corner on 2 legs that has not gotten beat. Your most favorite corner and the sorriest have all gotten beat and will continue to get beat like a drum at some point. But the difference is it's the amount of plays that you make, which provides you some grace, and the amount of stops that you get that can provide you some grace. So while Dion has got beat before, he made so many exciting and exceptional plays that you forget that he got beat. Darrell Green, who just got his jersey retired, made so many awesome plays that you forget how often he did get beat, which is very seldom, but he did get beat. So I just wanted to follow up on that point that you made, Lake. But to answer your question and to be obedient, let me just say, answer your question here. I think that the position group that kind of jumped off the page for me is the defensive line. And I say that because of this. The past few years, our defensive line has played well. We've had guys from inside out that have played great. But I think this offseason, I was kind of taken aback as a fan of kind of what they were going to do, because at the end position, it just seemed like we had an amalgamation of guys. It just seemed like we didn't know what they could do. Some of them were cast-offs. Some were, played in moderation, like Dorrance Armstrong. Some guys, like Hightower, not Hightower. What's his name? You know what I mean? Just scored a pick 6.
Yeah, Dante Fowler.
Yeah, Fowler. Yeah, I said Hightower. I'm tripping. But you had guys like that where you like, how are they gonna fit in? What are they gonna do? Especially after losing Sweat and Chase last year. So to have the defensive line come in and be in that rotational situation where no matter who's in, they make plays. Fedarian Mathis is making excellent plays now. He's being a force. Deron Payne is playing better now that Jonathan Allen is out. Those defensive ends are making plays. Fowler is approaching double digits here coming up soon.
Yeah.
So just the defensive line has jumped off the page at me of how great they've played, despite pretty much a whole flip of the room. You look at Johnny Newton. That's coming. He had the bad play last week, but I mean, it is what it is. It comes with it.
I mean, he's played so well. That one play to me, I mean, it was I don't even want to say it was a rookie mistake, because it happens to veteran defensive linemen as well. I think he just got so amped up in the moment, he didn't realize they were at midfield. There's no way they're going for it. Learning experience, and I know he took that really hard. But that young man has been playing lights out football, and he looks every bit the part. And I'm going to say it. The reason why John Allen won't be back here next year, realistically, because of him. So, So look, it's time for me. We're probably going to be approaching 10 minutes left here. I'm going to put you guys on the spot now. This isn't me. This is you. This is your time now to look right but look terrible. So before we get into our predictions, and I mean scores, I need the whole 9 from both you guys. I do want to ask you MVPs for this team on offense, on defense, and overall MVP. We're going to start with you, Zell. Who would you say?
On offense, I got to say JD5. Okay. I got to say JD5. He's the most important piece. Even though, Marcus Mariota came in against the Panthers, it's the Panthers, but he came in and looked really good. But he's just not only like invigorated this team, but the whole city. Like the whole city. He's got everybody across the league interested in the Washington Commanders again. So he's my offensive MVP and my overall team MVP. Defensively, I'm probably going to have to go with Bobby Wagner. And that's because I feel like he's an extension of the coaching staff on the field. I forgot who said. I think it was Dan Quinn or Roy Witt. I think they said that they allow him to make some of the plays. So if they call a play and Bobby Wagner sees something on the field that he doesn't like or he does like, he's allowed to change the play. So that tells me like, okay, he got these guys in the right position, and he's a future Hall of Famer, so that's rightfully so. So he's my defensive MVP, and I got JD5 as my offensive MVP.
All right, man. That's what's up. That's good. See,
Very
that's
good.
why I brought you guys on. I'm not gonna just bring any fan on and get my hand and look like deer in the headlights. Like I need some stuff, man. So great
It's my
answers,
team,
man.
man.
All right, Darian, it's your time now. What you got?
All right, man. So I'm gonna get a little saucy, get a little spicy real quick. I'm gonna start backwards. Let's go defensive MVP first. I'm going with Frankie Louvu. I'm going with Oos right there. Man, he's shown in these first couple games that he can play anywhere on the field. He goes out there with reckless abandon, and he's going to try to make a play. And I still think he is yet to be unlocked in these late game situations. I feel like they're going to use him like Michael Parsons. He'll be at anywhere across the defensive line. He can drop into coverage. I still think there's going to be two big plays from Frankie Louvu this year at some point, and you'll be able to see why I'm making him my defensive MVP. And then it was as we move over to offense, my offensive MVP is old faithful. It's going to be 17, Terry McLaurin,
Okay.
who's going to have another 1,000-yard season. I think he's going to get to about 1,300, 1,400 yards, and he's going to get double-digit touchdowns. He's going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Terry has just been faithful. He's a true definition of staying the course.
Yeah,
Okay.
true
He's
pro.
done all the right things. Any quarterback that you brought him, any offense that you brought him, he said all the right things. He shows up and he just does what he's supposed to do. So I'm gonna go with Terry as the offensive MVP and essentially the number one option in the pass game. And then my overall MVP, I don't think this is a surprise to anybody, but I'm gonna go with Jaden Daniels as my overall team MVP. Just what he's done this year, being a rookie quarterback and just
Wait. How can you have him be your team MVP, but yet he's not your offensive MVP? I'm
well,
just
see,
messing with you. He trying to get three. He trying to get 3 for 1 in here.
right? That's like winning the Maxwell and the Heisman. I try to switch it up. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
He try to sneak us in there. No. I mean, listen, I can't. I concur. That's probably the route I would maybe lean to.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put Frankie in there right as well. I mean, both those guys have played lights out. I mean, the true MVPs we know are Adam Peters and Dan Quinn. I mean, they have brought a culture here. That word gets loosely used around sports, but it's legit a culture in place here. And these guys are playing for each other. They generally get along with each other. And that's the reason why they're winning football games. And then when you have a generational talent at the most important position on the field, quarterback, it elevates the play of everyone. And I think for Terry, I've been saying for years, is Terry an alpha number one, meaning not just a number one on some of the teams in the league, but one of those guys that every team would want to be their number one. Yeah, we know about Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. They're entrenched as their ones on those teams. But is Terry a top 5 receiver? And I think this is the year you're seeing that, yes, he can be, because he's got a quarterback that can allow Terry to talk his stuff to D-backs, because he knows you might get me this play, but keep in mind, I'm coming the next 2, 3, 4 plays because I got a dog that's going to get me the ball. That changes the whole outlook of everything. And for me, that's this football team. This whole football team knows now that they got that guy behind center that allows them to be in every game. Hence why a game like tomorrow now it's not making people fear going up to Philly because they feel like they can go in there and get busy with their quarterback.
Absolutely,
Right.
man. Absolutely, man. Jaden has earned the trust of everybody on the field and earned the trust of all the fans that every week we have an opportunity and we believe in 5.
All right. Well,
And
look,
it happened quick too.
it
didn't take long.
It happened quicker than most people thought.
Right.
So now we got about 3 minutes here. It's your time. I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. I need predictions where I get a score of the game and I get an MVP from the game. And then after that, we can wrap up. So it's on you, Zell. You're the man of the hour, so let's go.
All right. So I expect this to be a pretty high scoring game. We're gonna have to match them with points. I expect it to be us, Washington, the winners, 33-30. And And my MVP, I'm gonna have to go with Terry. He usually has a really good game against the Eagles. I expect him to have an even better game with one of the ones at quarterback. So he's gonna be my MVP. But we're gonna have to put up some points, man. With that offense, Saquon and them boys over there, we're gonna have to score some points if we really want to win. So 33-30 Washington.
All right, I like it. I like it. All right, Darian.
All right, man. I'm a little close too. I got a 3-point margin as well. I'm going Commanders 29, Philadelphia Eagles 26. And my MVP of the game will be a defensive player.
Oh,
I'm not sure which one yet. It's going to be a defensive player. I think we get a pick six tomorrow. I think we get a pick six to the house.
St. Juice?
Hey, you know what? That would be the perfect storybook, right? That would be the perfect storybook.
Quiet everybody up, man.
But here we go. I think it's going to be Forbes. Book it. He's going to get on the field and he'll get a pick six to the crib.
So I've been trying to tell people all week, I'm not supposed to leak things, from practice. Forbes will be on the field quite a bit tomorrow. And I keep telling people because naturally he's the better matchup to me with Devonta Smith. Same body structure, size. He can move. That's the guy because they're going to have a check, AJ Brown. We know that. So that's a great point. That was a little insightful. I'm gonna let that come from you. That didn't come from me. So that was good.
When it happens, you can drop the clip and say you heard it here first, man. Trust me, it's gonna happen tomorrow, man.
Well, fellas, man, listen, I greatly appreciate you making time to come on today's show. And I'm gonna do this every week, So as I told the crew last week, you're more than welcome. Come back anytime. Anytime you want to come on, man, just pop on. We're probably gonna be doing this most Wednesdays. So you want to come on next Wednesday, just let me know. We'll do it again. But yeah, you guys more than held your own, as I knew you would. That's why I invited you on. And hopefully next Wednesday, if we get a dub tomorrow, I'll bring you on next week as good luck.
There we go. You had to run it back.
There we go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, man, I appreciate you guys coming on. And I appreciate all the support you guys have given me, keeping in touch. So let's continue to do that. Anything you need from me, just let me know. All right. Wow, I appreciate the fans for coming on. That was a great segment. And, this is why I say, I love reaching out to the fans and talking with you guys. We're friends. A lot of us are out there. I consider you friends. Some of you I consider family, because we have that kind of rapport, we're here with each other, and I wanted to do something where I gave back to you guys who've been greatly appreciative and supportive of me and all my endeavors and over the years. So Wednesdays, it's your day. And if you too want to be, a guest on my show on Wednesdays, it's easy. Just email me. Just let me know that you're interested, or you can DM me via my social media at Lake Lewis Jr. You can subscribe to the show at the Lake Lewis Jr. Show on YouTube. It's there. Or you can go to the YouTube channel, which is the Lake Lewis Jr. Let me know somehow, some kind of way, if you want to come on, and I'm going to bring you on the show. I promise you. I'm thinking about just keeping it 4 guests at a time or 3. But, every now and then, you might see, a little, board up on the screen, a mosaic of tons of fans, maybe 10, 11, 12 at a time. So we'll tackle that as we get to it. But one thing I don't want to do is turn you away if you want to come on the show. So again, reach out to me. We'll get you on the show. And that's going to be on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. East Coast time. So again, if you're interested, let me know. Tomorrow, it should be a good one. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington Commanders go to Pennsylvania. I think it's going to be a lot of big plays in this football game. It's a game that you do not want to get up and go to the bathroom or go get something to eat, pop some popcorn during the middle of play. You want to wait till the quarters are over. You want to wait till halftime, because I truly believe there's going to be 2 or 3 key plays in this game, big plays, explosive plays that are going to tell the difference in this game. I think Washington has a legit chance to go up into Philadelphia and beat the Eagles. I truly believe that. I think the Eagles are aware that Washington is much improved. Obviously, they're not, sure of how good because they haven't played them yet. So they're going to find out tomorrow. But I think Washington gets another quality playoff ready opponent, a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. And they're going to have that for the 2nd straight week. And they're going to have that for the 4th week out of 4th time in the last 5 weeks because they had the Ravens in Baltimore. This is another measuring stick type game. It shows you how far along Washington has come as a team. Can they get the W? A lot of people don't think they'll do that this time. I think they have a legit chance to go into Philadelphia and win. I'm not sure if they will, though, but I think they have a legit chance. So we're going to sit back and wait. No predictions needed. We're just going to sit back and watch and find out. I'll be in Philadelphia looking forward to this contest. I really am looking forward to it. And then we'll talk about this next week when we come back to the pod, because I won't be able to do a pod on Friday or Saturday. I'm thinking I might be able to pull one off where I'm going to be, and that's because my better half and me, we're going to St. Thomas for a couple of days. It's a chance to get away, kind of rejuvenate, charge the batteries a little bit. And that's what a lot of the guys are going to be doing, because when you play on a Thursday, you get kind of like a little mini bye week, because you don't play on Sunday. So you have like 4 or 5 days to get your mind right, get your body right. And hell, it's the same thing for us in the media. It gives us a chance to get away, kind of rejuvenate, get yourself ready. So I'm looking forward to St. Thomas. It's kind of our home away from home now, and we're looking forward to it. So you can look out for a pod from there just one time, and I think it'll probably be Sunday, where we can talk about the Commanders game against the Eagles and what comes up in a week, which will be the Dallas Cowboys. And then, of course, I'm going to have a lot of other big news for you later next week as well. So just want to thank everybody once again for all your support over the years and everything that you've done for me to be able to sit here and bring you the news of your favorite team. So as always, folks, be safe out there, and I'll be in touch with you in a couple days. Take care.